Hello and welcome back, everyone, to this Mania 7 Key World Cup 2025. We're now the new day. It's going to be a last few matches coming forward for today, and this is going to be a little bit of a 1 hour for this particular block. Especially, we got a winners bracket match coming up here: South Korea versus Japan. One of the few anticipated matches after we saw some ridiculous performances from like the last few rounds. I'm me finally joining in with the Potassium M. How's it going?
Yeah, back for another day, and we're going to be seeing our first winners bracket match of the weekend, and none other than South Korea versus Japan. This is a really exciting one. South Korea, of course, they've been South Korea. They've been super strong. Expected to be one of the teams to definitely be in that grand finals matchup. But Japan has also been performing very well, particularly in the Rice. I think pretty much every week Japan has gotten like about 4 team number ones on the statistics sheet, if you've been keeping track of those. So they have been performing kind of crazy when it comes to that accuracy.
Yeah, well, Japan has been like kind of the standout for most of the Rice picks that they actually play. You got a few number ones in most instances, but now we get a little bit of Japan, the obvious protect in the world.
Yeah. The Rise 3 is Japan's territory. They have been getting number 1 just pretty much every week on it.
Exactly.
That is their most comfortable pick, but I think the problem for Japan in this matchup is South Korea is really good at every single pick. So even though Japan is super good at the Rice, Korea is going to punish hard when it comes to these LN picks, and we can already see LN4 Protect, that's the one that Japan is going to be really uncomfortable with, you have to imagine.
Yeah, that's the one discussion that we already actually gave it away, that we saw LN4 being protected. We kind of consider LN1 but in specifics, but considering Japan's scores has been pretty stellar on walls.
These protects and bans have gone out like exactly what I said before, like 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, Japan protecting Rise 3, South Korea protecting LN4, and banning Rise 6. Rise 6 was the only map that South Korea has lost in the tournament so far.
Exactly the same.
And yes, LN2. Okay.
Wow, okay. That's exactly the exact same for protects and bans that we already talked about. We talked about before the stream starts, and we're kind of happy that the match goes in one direction. So we're agreeing on that.
Japan has been struggling just generally. Their players are not entirely comfortable when it comes to like the high density LNs, but for whatever reason they've been performing super well on LN1. So that's the reason why they haven't been banning LN1 like the other teams have so far in this tournament.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. We're wasting no time. We are starting with some very high scores. I'm expecting to be blown away by some of these ratios that we see from all 4 players, no less.
All 4, exactly. Given this is the protect that Japan have been so far in the tournament, it always has been core jack protect, but they have to be very extra careful since your opponent is not. South Korea is your opponent. But, yeah, you can maybe outact at some point, but it's also Japan's pick, Japan's strengths in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, Japan is super strong. If Japan don't mess up, then I do favor them very slightly. But when I say favor them, I mean it's going to be within 1,000 points between these two teams if they both play at their best potential. So I think 1 or 2 200s even would count as a critical mistake in a map like this.
It is definitely a fatal mistake. Any sort of 200 non-300s are fatal. Even if you drop too many 300s, it could also be considered fatal for Japan and South Korea.
And I mean, that's not even mentioning a miss. If a team misses, it's over. I think in a map like this, it's 2 minutes long as well. It's not even that long. It is going to hurt the score so much. And this is going to be Rainley off to a little bit of a worse start. This is going to be a bit harder to recover from because everyone else is holding 99.9s. the slightest advantage here. Kalkai with the 99.98. The highest in the lobby. It's Butanic managing to catch up though, 99.96, and Rain Lily's managing to hit that 99.9, so this is less than 1,000 points as we're already a third of the way into the map.
Corejects are so easy to bad chain and maybe rush the few 300, so any mistake will kill you.
And look at that, Butanic and Kalkai finding a miss just before the break.
That is huge. That is definitely what Japan needs here.
That gives a nice buffer for Japan. They've caught up in the accuracy as well. Rain Lily above 99.9 now. And Butanic holding the best in the lobby. They just need to hold on to these combos.
It gets a little bit denser on the second half of it, so you might have to maybe consider toning down a little bit on the, I guess, not getting too hard on accuracy.
And Rain Lily caught up with Dresser just about now. Accuracy lead in Japan's favor.
It just seemed to me that Dresser is only staying still with a 99.82 so far throughout the course of the map.
Yeah, Rain Lily's judgments are definitely much tighter. You can see the hit error bar at the bottom there. Maybe like an early 200 even for Rain Lily at the start. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm interested to see what the scores are for Butanic because
okay,
99.2.
What are these
I believe
ratios?
like 36? 36!
Oh, 36.
Exactly on the dot.
Oh my god, wait,
no miss, no 200.
If there was,
only
hang
one
on a
miss.
second. If there was no miss, that would have been, wait, doing the calculations.
168 300s versus 163.
Yeah, 5 300s difference between the two teams. Japan would have won it by like 200 points, maybe.
200, just that's a lead. That's a lead, but
that's nothing.
That's nothing. Yeah, exactly. Only 9-2, by the way.
99k for 999k for Butanic. Once again, absolutely crushing it the entire tournament on these core jack picks. That's why they protect it.
It is their strength in a nutshell. But that is a definite win for Protect for Japan. So South Korea have to respond with their Protect, maybe. I don't know.
Does South Korea want to go back with their Protect right away? They could if they wanted to, but I feel like all those LN picks that are left up should favor South Korea quite a bit. Japan, I mean, Butanic has been super strong with all these LN picks, but they've kind of struggled a little bit with both of their players, like their second player really keeping up. Especially when it comes to South Korea, you expect South Korea to have both their players firing on all cylinders right away.
Yeah, it depends on the team members, I guess. It may be. It seems like synonymous to whether or not they would protect, or I guess they would pick any of the longer picks. But given their coordination is their Protect, so I'm not too surprised.
I do think though, however, for Japan, like they have a bit of a wild card when it comes to the LN being like Suzuha. As we get like later into the tournament, Suzuha is going to relatively improve. I think he does scale very well into late game. Wait, whoa, hang on.
Oh, mini tiebreaker.
Hybrid.
Okay.
Hybrid 3 coming out for South Korea. One of the harder maps of the pool, the longer one as well. And this one's going to act as a bit of a mini tiebreaker, as you said. But I'm not sure if this benefits South Korea as much as any of the LN picks. I think Japan scales very well into some of these harder hybrid picks.
Well, so does South Korea. with their hybrid scale very well.
I'm not saying they don't. South Korea, I mean, probably the best scaling team in the whole tournament, but I have to be at least somewhat wary of Butanic and Suzuha in particular on Team Japan.
This is a toss-up. I do expect LM to come out this early for South Korea, but I guess not. Maybe hybrids will be testing the waters a little bit on how they would fare on the hybrids in particular.
I guess that would make sense for South Korea to eventually have to protect this at some point during the match. So just a case of order in some ways.
All right, yeah, Suzuha definitely showing have a stronger performances on most of the hybrids, and definitely scale very well in the late game, like you said before.
Yeah, I mean, Suzuha is not much of an AC player in particular, but definitely like a very high physical capability.
And as long as you get the consistency of it, shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah, we're gonna get a nice and kind of mostly uneventful like first minute here.
Just anchors.
I mean, yeah, it's a few tricky like little rolls here and anchors, bit of LNs, but it looks like none of these players except for Suzuha actually finding a little bit of a drop there, but not dropping in accuracy too much. Still at that 99.7 just about.
Yeah, overholding that one LN like one of them. So that is pretty clean drop, all things considered.
It's only 2,000 points in the lead for South Korea, not much whatsoever. Joseph and Butanic right now tying each other in terms of that accuracy.
Just one-on-one, 1v1s here, all across the board. Once we get to the more meteor section, it's gonna change.
Yeah, we're gonna expect to see a lot of accuracy drops now in this section, and Suzuha finding the first break out of everyone once again. Still 3 full combos, but Kalkai does trade that one.
Kalkai does trade. Butanic also dropped a few 200s on the side too, 9.7 now. Dresslin is only one at like a 9.8.
Back to the 2 1v1s, as you said before, one full combo, I should say. Actually, Butanic does find the miss, but Kalkai does trade it right back out, so that is neutral until he misses again.
Still clean. That's also a traded drop too, but surprisingly, Suzuha dropped like 9.2, so the lead might actually go towards South Korea for a fair bit there.
Yeah, but there's Dresser. Last full combo is gone, and this lead is going to stay very close, but both players in Japan missing. Everyone's missing back and forth, but it seems to favor South Korea very slightly so far.
Kalkai missing again, Butanic dropping as well, so no shifting in the lead. Coming to the break. I'm scared for the LN section next though.
LN section should be favoring South Korea at the end of this map for sure. That's what you should expect at least. And right now, no one is matching Dressurf's accuracy. Kalkai is similar to Suzuha right now, but Dressurf is the one that's keeping this keeping South Korea in the lead.
Lead still stays exactly the same as before the first drop kicks in. Now we're entering the LNs right after this build-up.
Yeah, these are the sections now that relatively South Korea should be more comfortable at. Suzuha does find one miss. It's a clean one though, but not traded out from the side of South Korea just yet.
Gaining accuracy, but Kalkai dropped. That's a fair trade for against Suzuha there, but that's only a 5-digit lead. Goes to South Korea.
Yeah, lead is growing over time as everyone maintains their accuracy. Butanic dropping a little bit down to 99.4. Dressurf dropping down accuracy a little bit as well, and Kalkai finding a second miss. That's not enough though, as Butanic does trade it.
Every single miss is traded over. It's always definitely not a shift in the lead.
Yeah, these like weird LN burst patterns are really tripping up Butanic throughout this map. That is where he's been finding those misses, and it looks like South Korea, they're going to secure their point. Fairly close in the middle there, but that LN section absolutely benefited them.
Both Suzu and Butanic pretty much has the similar scores all around. Just almost beats out Kalkai's score, but the standout here it seems to be Dresser with 986k, seems like.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said. Look at the 3 other players. Kalkai, Suzuha, Butanic are all like 1,000 points apart.
The amount of slider breaks that Kalkai has, too, that even almost a better ratio than Dresser there.
There's a Dressurf difference.
Good pick for South Korea there, although it doesn't win by that much, but it's still a decent pick from them.
Yeah, looking good so far. Of course, South Korea once again in one of the more difficult picks of the pool. And now Japan, they're going to get the option to go for what I expect to be Rice 2, perhaps?
It could go with Rice 2, but there's also has a relatively longer length of a dead score tree.
I'm kind of thinking between like maybe Rice 1 or 2.
Yeah, maybe at some point they have to pick it.
I mean, they have to be picking all of them. at some point. So I guess in some ways it doesn't matter that much, but Rise 2 is going to be the one that come out first.
It just seems to me they really want to go to such high lengths to making sure they have to sharpshoot as best as they can, since their opponents are can rival them in ratio.
And it's also just the kind of patterning that the Japanese players are just more used to, right? Both of these players, Butanic and really coming from BMS, that kind of background.
Yeah, BMS, LR2. Most charts are definitely on the, I guess, more on the weirder side, more brackety, more unorthodox patterning. This seems to fit the bill, except in the, I guess, intermediate tournament you have to go and sharpshoot them. So it's another different matter entirely.
Yeah, we might be seeing some relatively high ratios once again on this map. Another fairly straightforward, as far as the snapping is concerned, definitely not straightforward as the patterning.
Yeah, relatively popular pick for I guess from the previous matches so far. Yeah, we've seen like about like 100% pick rate for this one too, so fairly decent to gauge the physicality of dense core streams in particular.
Yeah, also fairly long, almost 3.5 minutes, so even if there is a clean miss here or there, it is possible to manage to come back from that using your ratio alone. We'll see if that ends up happening. Actually, very early miss from Kalkai.
Not after the 400, so the drop might not be that significant, but against Japan, you don't want to drop anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm a Rice pick at that as well. Look at the accuracies right now. Dressurf and Rainwilly both tied. It's Butanic that's ahead of the curve.
It just seems to be pretty consistent, I guess. Once as time goes on. Oh, Kalkai, second drop.
Yeah, that one's going to matter quite a lot more, actually. That's going to tank the lead a fair amount, as I'm just interested in how Butanic's holding this. 99.95.
I just don't want to look at it.
Yeah, Rainwilly does actually drop the accuracy down to 99.7, but it's still close enough to Dressurf, and Kalkai finding another miss as well. Japan is going to be in a little bit more of a comfortable lead, but still not in the 5 digits just yet, so it could flick back really quickly. And this is some client shenanigans going on.
Yeah, exactly. Just wait. Okay, there you go.
That Dressurf did miss. Wait,
no. Okay. It takes a while.
Don't bait me like that, client.
Hey, but at least that's quite a decent lead going for. Now that's a drop.
Now that's a miss actually from Dressurf. So no full combos on South Korea. Still 2 on Japan, and Kalkai misses again.
5 drops against none from Japan. That goes without saying. This is their strength.
Japan are looking dominant on these Rice maps. This is crazy.
I mean, who would have guessed that this is their bread and butter?
They're in their comfort zone for sure. Dressurf does find one more miss. It's looking like, even though we still have a third of the map left, we can just kind of see the difference in comfort managing to hold on to these combos. And the accuracy well in, or actually not even that much in favor of Japan, just a little bit in favor of Japan.
I mean, so far the misses from South Korea has been like particularly clean. Like, there's 4 drops from Kalkai and 2 drops from Dresser. It's still at 99.8. You kind of wonder what the ratio is going to be for Kalkai though.
Yeah, Kalkai's been holding some very strong ratio to maintain like the same accuracy as most of the other players, despite those misses here and there. But 18,000 points on a map this long, we just don't have enough time really for this to have a comeback unless we see a full meltdown. But Japan, of course, not planning on that anytime soon. And this is a ridiculous team score.
For both of these teams, not just Japan, since considering the drops from South Korea, this is still a monstrous performance.
Butanic got a 99.9.
99.9, the
1/200.
Wait, South Korea's ratio are...
Wait, what is South Korea's ratio? Oh my god.
204, 230. That beats out Butanic's score, beats out ratio, but
These are some
the misses.
crazy accuracies. What's going on in this lobby?
All single digits. Do you love to see it?
But the double FC wins at the end of the day. 0 misses to 7, and Japan very, very solidly and confidently taking their second rise point. They are keeping up with South Korea in this match so far.
Yeah, that's definitely a much more comfortable win because 7 drops against 2 FCs from Japan definitely helps them.
Looks like Kaokai maybe with some keyboard issues. Maybe
Looks
explaining
like,
a couple of those misses.
Looks like Kaokai has a spare keyboard for that.
You gotta come prepared.
Alright, South Korea's pick now. The hybrid wasn't particularly convincing, at least for the win, even though it's like 20,000 point difference.
It does feel like they were bailed out quite a lot by that LN, like full LN section at the end of the map. So, I mean, the other hybrids maybe that doesn't have that long of an LN section might not favor South Korea as much. I mean, I think either way, they would want to be picking into the LN straight away right now. They cannot afford to give off a break point in this match.
Oh, South Korea's gonna get their tactical timeouts, seems like.
Might be related to the Kaokai keyboard issue, I suspect. It could be just them giving some time to make sure all of the hardware is in order.
Yeah, hopefully no funny business with their respective hardwares. No relative like input drops or electricity issue or whatever. That happened yesterday, I guess.
And I guess they can also use this time to decide what they want to pick. I guess which of the LNs they should pick would be what I would be deciding here. It depends if they want to pick their Protect early, like right now might be a good idea, or if they want to save it until the very end.
I would expect LN1 to be the last thing they would pick.
Yeah, I mean LN3 seems like a good option as well.
Yeah,
so they're going to go for it now.
I guess the next best option after LN4. And yeah, we're getting to see Suzuha or Misa depending on their average performances, maybe.
Yeah, and I'm only seeing Misa coming in.
Okay.
And YZ as well for South Korea. So 2 player swaps.
Oh, Misa's not here again. I don't know. It depends on whether or not you are comfortable with tornado patterns in the intro.
Oh, it's going to be Suzuha actually coming in for this one. It's Suzuha and Misa, like the 2 kind of LN players for Team Japan. But I guess switching out depending on the individual map. And as we get later on into the tournament, I expect to see Suzuha coming out a bit more, having that higher physical ceiling, you would say.
Yeah, a little bit more of a higher skill ceiling for most of the late game charts in general.
But some of these, like the tornado patterns, as you said before, those are the patterns that I expect would benefit South Korea the most, as we did see Japan struggle on some of those, kind of like stair burst patterns in the Hybrid 3 before.
Yeah, like Butanic has, both of Japanese does not look like having fun with that.
Yeah, rough start for both of the Japanese players there on those exact patterns that we were just talking about as well.
I mean, luckily there's only that one pattern in the intro. The rest is just density.
Well, density generally should favor South Korea as well, as we saw in the hybrid as well. But keeping it close so far, the accuracies have managed to recover quite well for Japan, back above 99%.
Yeah, relatively like a 5-digit lead for South Korea, just on sheer accuracy alone. 99.7 for both YC and Kalkai.
It could flick still quite fast. It's only 10,000 points, and in a short map like this, that can change very, very quickly.
Still staying in the 5 digits.
Yeah, 2 FCs to technically 0, but those combos on Japan may as well be FCs, so those were very, very early misses. And IZ, weird place to find a miss.
There goes 1 FC, only Kalkai is left.
And that did do a significant amount of damage despite being a clean miss. That score lead did dip quite a lot, and never mind. Japan.
That's rough.
They eat dirt a little bit on that pattern going into this last section, and now South Korea in a commanding lead towards the end of the map.
The lead jumps skyrockets to about 27,000 point lead now, and that just taking into account YZ recovered very nicely after the miss earlier.
And it looks like there's no coming back from this one. 30,000 points. Japan still holding the 99%, but it's not enough against 99.6. And still the full combo on the table for South Korea as well.
Yeah, just only this one pattern left, and looks like Kalkai is going to be taking home with the full combo here.
Yeah, I mean, the keyboard switch worked, it seems.
Exactly as you stated. The ratio is just seemingly higher for South Korea there. Only one slider break, not even the actual miss by itself.
Yeah, and just too many misses for Japan in some of those sections. 986 for both of the South Korean players. That's hard to beat.
The response has been looking pretty great so far for South Korea. This is definitely a much more convincing win for going to venture into LNs rather than hybrids, so definitely a good one.
Yeah, good pick in the end there. Japan now, they are already kind of running thin on their picks here. 3 rice maps left.
Oh, Hebe, alright.
Oh, wow, okay, Hebe coming out.
Okay, Japan is relatively okay on most. They played like Revolutionary Anima like on the last round's pick against Indonesia before. They did fine, but this one is fairly different in the intensive approach. The spikier pattern starts at the last 20 seconds or so. It's just straight up forward stream and it's all bracketing shenanigans over there.
Yeah, I mean, the brackets at the end of the map, yeah, you made good point there, because Japan is very good at brackets, so that might kind of be in their comfort zone a little bit, that very hard part at the very end of the map. Maybe that's where they're trying to capitalize on. But of course, just it being a rice map in general means they do have to win this one regardless.
Yeah, being extra careful wouldn't hurt at all. Hey, it looks like you're getting Dresser back in.
Yeah, Joseph and Kalkai, Rain Lily and Butanic, the 4 rice players in the lobby, coming back in. And we'll see another, I mean, 2.5 minutes is about average length.
For most, yeah. I guess
nothing too crazy here, but we'll see if this one plays out the same as the other ones, because this one is definitely less straightforward of a map. Much more twists and turns in this one than compared to the other 2 rice maps that we saw.
It definitely has the funny edge spike. Oh, Dresser with the miss on the mini jack on the column 2.
Yeah, early miss there. That was a clean one, of course, just being on the mini jack there. And before that 400 combo mark, so not going to be a big lead at all for Japan.
Hopefully it's just that mini jack drop that Dresser has. Because so far, that is not a concern. That should not be anybody's worry on the intro.
Yeah, only 3,000 points, but Kalkai now finding a miss. That's both the full combos gone for South Korea.
That drop is kind of harsh too, from like 99.9 to 99.5.
Yeah, and the accuracy is still looking very good on the side of Japan as well, winning in the accuracy and the combo now. 11,000 points in the lead.
Yeah, they have the lead by a 5-digit here, but we're not entering in the second half just yet. The patterns already have more polyrhythmic structures here.
And over time, I do expect the South Korean players to increase their accuracy. Rain
Lily,
big drop down to 99.3. That was from 99.8 before, so accuracy might just be tied up between the two teams now.
The lead goes to nothing.
Oh, and Rain Lily's still not at 400. It's going to South Korea by less than 1,000 points. Rain Lily needs this accuracy to increase fast.
Rain Lily needs to brace themselves because the ending is about to take place here.
Oh my god, the accuracy is so important here. Combo's just about tied.
Watch out, Kalkai! Watch out, these patterns right here. It's a make or break. Kalkai dropping twice there.
Lead starting to go back towards Japan, but still mistakes can be made. Here's the bracket section.
Brexton here is gonna favor Japan a whole lot more here.
But no one's missing on it.
No one's missing, but except more drops from Rain Lily's side actually. 99.4. The lead's cut down!
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
1,000 points. Hang on. Don't drop anything now.
Is it now? Is it?
I'm holding my breath. Okay, remember that.
Okay,
oh
the difference still staying put. That might have been an accuracy drop by Rain Lily over there, but it definitely wasn't enough to shift the lead. That is a point.
And Butanic again, full comboing another Rice map in a row, another MVP with the 993.
Kalkai with 199?
Yeah, ratios still on South Korea's side are absolutely insane, but Japan is winning it with the combos, the consistency on these Rice.
That is a very dodgy pick for getting the lead back up from the ending.
And oh my god, it is staying put. Tied game still.
Yeah, South Korea's pick now.
Yeah, no breakpoints in the match, and South Korea is going to want to keep that going. I would think now is the LN4 time. I mean, they could pick LN1 if they want, but I'm not sure if it's the time to be taking too much risks yet.
They still had the hybrid. There you go. They're going with Osu Original. Back-to-back Osu Original. This is gonna be spicy because as far as this hybrid goes, it's just generally density, or just as generic as it gets for patterns. So no funny business in weird tornado patterns like we saw in Longter 3 before.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. The weird tornado patterns were exactly where South Korea was finding their biggest advantages in all of their picks so far. This one being more straightforward. Maybe Japan is more comfortable holding close scores on this one.
Yeah, YZ comes back in to replace Dresser back when the LN3 pick was up.
I still do expect this to be a comfortable map for South Korea to play though.
Yeah, just praying that when Kalkai said that it's more of a keyboard issue when they played for Heeb earlier. Hopefully that does not happen here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. South Korea can't be affording many mistakes themselves on their own picks. Because maybe Japan, if they're playing a little bit better on a hybrid such as this, it could happen.
Souza with a rocky start on the accuracy at the below 99s, but now recovering very nicely.
This one having a lot of chord stream element as well. That's exactly what Japan wants, and Kalkai finds the first miss.
Oh no! That must have been a keyboard input issue there. That was a very, very weird miss on that one.
Yeah, and drops the accuracy now. Suzuha and Kalkai both tied in the accuracy. YZ and Butanic also tied. It's only the combo. Those two combo breaks are the entire lead right now. And I think South Korea, over time, might just claw that back with the accuracy.
Yeah, it might claw back in accuracy. Kalkai needs to hang on to dear life with that accuracy. That accuracy needs to gain. And
oh
no!
Like that, though.
That's a drop again on that one too. Only one drop in the side of Kalkai.
This lead is going to stay put. 6,000 points still. Very close between the two teams. No mistakes can be afforded either way. But Japan is absolutely keeping up so far.
This Susa recovered very nicely at the net below 99 to 99.6 right now, rivaling with Kalkai's at the very least with 3 drops in total for Kalkai.
Oh my god!
Oh no, why is it not dropping on the releases?
Oh, such an unfortunate place to miss. You let up your nerves just for a second on the slow part. And that's going to give Japan a little bit more of an edge. Still only 6,000 points. Hang on a second.
The lead is dropping a little bit. This is a drop down to 99.5. Butanic 99.6.
Yeah, I mean, look at Kalkai's accuracy now. It's at 99.6 now. Kalkai's fully recovered that accuracy, and it's going to start pulling back the lead.
YZ is trying so hard at the 99.7 with the LNs here. Lead's cut down to 4,000 now.
Oh my god, it's shrinking over time. I think there might be enough time if it continues it like this. South Korea might be able to have enough to claw it back.
They still have the last quarter, 3,000 now. It's going to drop ever so slightly towards South Korea here.
There can't be any 200s. Any significant accuracy drop for either side could swing this lead. 2,000 points.
Now. They're running out of time here. Japan needs to get that accuracy back up here. 1,000 point lead.
Oh, it cannot afford to dip any lower for Japan. South Korea almost actually taking it back.
It's gonna ship again.
This might
it's gonna ship again.
3-digit
lead.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's gonna call back into South Korea now. Oh no, it's gonna drop back to South Korea.
Oh my god, wait, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Wait.
Oh no, wait.
Oh my god. 114 points.
114 points.
That's a double FC.
Oh my god. That's the incredible score difference for Japan, holding on to dear life with double full combos against none from South Korea. That accuracy is helping South Korea, but it was not enough.
That's insane to pull out a double FC at this stage of the map on your opponent's pick. And 114 points, the first break point of the match. And hang on a second, Japan, now's your opportunity.
They have the opportunity to make that 3-point lead against South Korea by just basically winning any of the 2 rice picks remaining.
They can just win now. They can win both rice picks. If they do that, they will win the match. But easier said than done. South Korea's had the better accuracy on so many of these rice picks so far, and now, this is a risky one now.
This is dangerous. 4. I mean, at this point, they have to pick either Rice 1 or Rice 4. Both of them are not safe.
I mean, Japan is picking both the Rices. That is a guarantee. But
oh god, Dresser's coming back in for... actually, they're replacing Kalkai this time.
Yeah, first time YZ is going to be playing one of these Rice picks, and... I mean, if I know YZ for anything, he is really good at holding combo. Consistency gamer.
I'm just gonna be putting at least one joker because at least they don't play with random mods for this one. Not in the previous show match I gave you earlier.
Imagine busting out the random mod in a match like this at this time.
Make the jump trills at spacebar.
But this one, oh my god, this one has so much potential for misses, potential for chokes throughout the entire map. The 3-minute long tech map.
I mean, for a song that is decided to get a potential match point, this song is very eerie.
But also a perfect opportunity for South Korea to tie it up back once more. They can come back into this game at any point.
They really need to watch out because a drop can be lethal for a technical like this. Rain Lily is the first drop from Japan.
Now South Korea with an early lead. We haven't seen that much in the match. Rain Lily with another one. That's a messy drop down to 99.3.
You gotta have better watch out though because it's still like the first quarter in. We're not even there yet.
There is time to recover from this though. But 9,000 points. Oh, it's gonna grow.
Oh, God. 3 drops in total. This is already a 5-digit lead to South Korea here. This is looking very good for South Korea.
Yeah, Japan is gonna need South Korea to make some mistakes if they want to come back in this one now. YZ and Butanic both holding each other's scores. Dressurf though with the full combo beating out Rain Lily.
At least the rapid jump trails is not gonna cause anyone trouble. No, Butanic and YZ actually.
The 2 highest scores going. That favors Japan a little bit because YZ did drop a little bit more accuracy on that one, but not enough. It's still going to be 15,000 points in favor of South Korea. We're halfway through now. Butanic finds another miss.
Oh no! 17,000 point lead. South Korea had built up a decent lead so far. We're now entering the second half now.
And 20,000 points is going to be very hard to come back from unless Japan manages to full combo the rest of the map.
So far, the sub is looking good there. Dressurf replacing Kalkai because Kalkai has been the one to have more drops on the side on the South Korea. So definitely a good call.
Yeah, I think Kalkai keyboard issue is definitely a part of that. But now it is the consistency on the side of South Korea for once. They are the ones with the higher combos. And accuracy as well. Both YZ and Dressurf, the highest 2 accuracies in the lobby.
YZ has how much higher accuracy even with 1 drop.
Oh, and another miss from Butanic. This feeling like it's gonna be a bit too much to come back from, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a traded break point, so we might be looking right back at where we started.
And we will see it last parts of this map. 25,000 points in the lead, and even if there's a few misses here, there's just not enough time for the score to really switch over. South Korea with a really convincing breakpoint right back. After that 100-point difference, South Korea just say, no, let's come back in this right now. Breakpoint traded.
Oh boy, that is definitely a much needed win for South Korea to get back into the game.
Two 99.5 scores in this accuracy for South Korea. YZ with only 2 200s.
Yeah, lowest accuracy being 99.5. That just tells you how crazy this lobby is.
Any other match, that's the highest accuracy. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's much information that you all need for a winner's bracket match, no less.
But this is it. South Korea, they're coming back now. They get the next pick. They could tie this up 4-4. They still have their protect. Important to note here, they have not picked LN4 and do not pick the hybrid. South Korea, please do not pick the hybrid. That would be a silly idea after what just happened.
That hybrid is also even funnier because technical hybrid is the one that is just a random dice roll because of how very difficult the patterns are. No, they did not. They did not just go with that.
They're leaving their protect till the very, very last moment. LN1 is going to be ignored in this match. That is guaranteed at this point.
I'm concerned. At the very least, it's not. It's just still YZ and Dressurf playing.
Yeah, we are seeing YZ and Dressurf, Butanic and Suzuha coming in once again. But I mean, this one, Japan are looking really good at the hybrids. That's just what I'm thinking right now. But I guess to South Korea's credit, this is much more technical. This is much trickier to be able to combo. And I mean, if we're looking at technical picks, they just convincingly won that Tech Rice.
It's a definite 180 turn in terms of hybrid approach. This one is so much different than Foxglove, for example.
And this is going to be an interesting one to see. I don't really know how this is going to play out. I guess the one constant that we have been seeing, South Korea should be getting a bit higher accuracy. So in that regard, they'll come out ahead, but it's up to the misses really between the two teams. It's up to Botanic and Suzuha to prove once again that they can keep up with these hybrids.
Still up in the air on who is actually going to be taking this one. I have no clue since this pick is crazy.
Bit of coordination focus in some of these parts of at the start here, which might not be super comfortable for Japan, but again, maybe not the hardest coordination either in the world.
We've seen like mini checks like this.
Yeah, it's those shields that are going to be the real key point of this map.
The shield. It just makes us so nervous to whether or not you miss time shield.
And you can see Japan tanking some accuracy. Botanic and double miss from them. Oh, this is looking super good for South Korea right now. Jessup does find a pretty decent sized miss, but it's not going to be enough to cancel out the double from Japan earlier.
In fact, it just keeps going to South Korea. Look at accuracies go.
Yeah, these LN patterns, these weird LN timings definitely favoring South Korea overall. And Botanic finding another miss here. This is going to grow this lead.
Yeah, it's looking fairly solid there. 24,000 pointer lead to South Korea. Yeah, it's building up. Dresser with another drop, but that's only a 30,000 point lead. Quite hard to reach.
Yeah, it's a fairly big lead now, because it's only been Dresser trading with Botanic right now, and the accuracy well in favor of South Korea. Suzuha does find another miss as well. YZ still on the full combo, and the highest accuracy in the lobby, no doubt.
Yeah, it's just winding down after this at this point in the game, and it's just a very, very solid win for South Korea.
Yeah, this one going in their favor for sure. And now it is going to be a tied match once again, 4-4.
Right back where we started. It is now best of 3.
And YZ with the full combo, the only one in that one. Best accuracy as well by quite a margin. 12 200s compared to everyone else. Very low.
Boy, this is it now. Japan has to pick the last price pick. Otherwise, it's death sentence.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of this match is very clearly laid out. Rice 1 pick for Japan, LN 4 pick for South Korea. But this is definitely now, at this point of the match, it's starting to feel like South Korea has the edge. This is the key pick. South Korea is expected to win their LN4 after this, so Japan has no choice. They have to win this pick right now.
Good reminder that this pick is just wild. 336 speed delay-ish chart. You can expect to have random misses anywhere.
Very, very possible, but also, as a side note, Japan has been very, very good on the Rice 1 pick so far this tournament. I expect this to be, I wouldn't say comfortable for Japan, but strong for them.
Definitely strong. But is it stronger than South Korea? Now that is the question. In a late game scenario,
it's a hard ask.
This can be different.
This is a hard map, and as the maps get harder, you know how well South Korea performs. These two in particular, Dressurf and YZ, been doing it for years.
Exactly. South Korea has been fairly dominant in most picks in particular. For Japan, it has to be different. They have to win this.
Let's see, this is for Japan to try and secure their tiebreaker, and for South Korea to try and win out the match potentially outright.
Yeah.
Oh.
Question is, are they gonna get this or not?
It's only 2 minutes long. Anything can happen here. Single misses can be absolutely deadly in a short pick like this, and we've seen the combo has gone both ways so far this match.
All right. More drops on the Rain Lily's side. Butanic, the first drop.
Oh, Butanic and
that's
Rain
a
Lily.
massive drop.
Both players dropping down to the low 99s. And now South Korea in a strong lead so early on into the map. 99.6 for both of their players on the full combos.
Lead steadily grows in South Korea's favor. 20,000 point lead.
And I've said this is a short map. We're already a third of the way into the map. There is not much, really, there's not that much long in the map for South Korea to find these mistakes. For Japan to manage to build back their accuracies. Butanic's having a go at it, 99.4 now. But it's reliant on a South Korea big mistake.
It's just these speed streams now. Fairly handling on these fairly well, actually. At least not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, Japan's accuracy rising over time. It's not quite going to reach the levels that it needs to. Butanic is very close to Dressurf's accuracy, but still the misses in favor of South Korea. And there's only a quarter of the map left. Japan needs South Korea to find a massive mistake right now, or nothing is going to happen. Rain Lily finding the miss towards the end of the map.
It's going to get denser from here on out, so I'm just concerned right now that this point lead is massive.
30,000 point is not going to be shrunk by just 1 or 2 misses here. And the end of the map here, South Korea, they have won the break point. That is 2 full combos.
Yeah. That is extremely bad now. Japan are now backs against the wall. South Korea has their protect open, and they're going to have to pick it now.
I mean, even without those misses, look at the accuracy. South Korea with 4 200s for each of their players, and the better ratios overall. Butanic having a really strong accuracy himself, but South Korea, they're turning it up. They're locking in when they need it the most, and now on match point.
Yeah, this is looking very particularly dire from Japan. Has they do not have any other choice than playing the next match the next pick that is from South Korea now, and Crush is coming back. It came from the first time from this match.
Yeah, Crusher coming in. Okay, South Korea. Surely they're picking LN4 here. They should not be picking LN1. Yes. Okay. LN4.
LN1's gonna be ignored.
I mean, rightfully so. Butanic has been the #1 player for LN1, I think 2 weeks in a row now, which is terrifying, just generally. But now, this is do or die. Japan needs to win this pick right now. Crusher and YZ going to be the lineup for South Korea. And of course, Butanic and Suzuha.
Oh boy.
It's going to be a hard one. Because this is, I mean, whenever you kind of think of a team as being not that comfortable at LN, you know, Japan is one of those teams relative to their Rice. They're not the most comfortable at their LN overall, and LN4 is the ultimate punish pick to teams like this.
Alright, but the last pick before we get to see whether or not we get to a tiebreaker.
It's either South Korea winning or a tiebreaker going to happen, but it's going to rely on a break point. And we'll see good starts for all of the players so far. We'll see when it keeps up with the density increasing.
The lead's gonna go to, I mean, it's still momentarily very,
Oh no! With an early mistake, actually. Hold on.
That's after the 400 too. Oh no!
Double miss there. Butanic does trade it, but Crusher drops in accuracy a little bit more. It's advantage over to Japan right now.
Crusher is at the low 99 now. Butanic is at the mid 99, so it's essentially the lead still goes to Japan.
Yeah, pressure is on so much
Oh,
right now.
no.
Suzuha finds a mistake. That accuracy drop means that South Korea now in the lead in the ACK and the combo. YZ still with the full combo. But 3,000 points is not safe whatsoever.
South Korea really needs to hang on. That lead's gonna a little bit on the side, but Suzuha, another mistake there from Japan.
A bit of a messy drop from Suzuha there. Crusher's managed to go back up to 99.39. Crusher's now beating both of the Japanese players in terms of the accuracy. This lead is growing quite fast now.
Still about a 5-digit lead until the last third of this.
16,000 points. Japan need to hold on. South Korea still holding their combos. YZ with the full combo still. And 17,000 points and growing.
Crusher recovered very... Oh! Crusher, I thought he recovered very nicely, but no, not anymore.
Clean miss from Crusher though, and it is traded out from Butanic, so ultimately does not matter for South Korea. They are holding this lead, and it looks like they're about to close out this match. 21,000 points, and one more full combo for YZ.
That's a very clutch performance there by YZ, taking to the match 6-4 victory against South Korea once more, and they have the podium spot open for South Korea here.
YZ is an absolute machine in this second half of the match, really clutching it up when they needed it. And that is going to be South Korea winning 6-4, a really close match overall. And Japan are going to be scaring every single team in the losers bracket next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Japan is a force to be reckoned with on the late game polls, and for any team that whoever faces Japan is going to be rough.
Yeah, but congratulations to South Korea. They have secured their top 3. They have secured podium in this year's 7K MWC. And they will be moving on to face the winner of China versus the Philippines, which I believe is coming later today. Yeah,
that although after this match finishes, I believe the next map pool also has something new added to it. So for any team that has much more physical strength, it definitely favors them, especially for South Korea and Japan. So they're gonna have tough opponents moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. But extremely good match from both of these teams.
Yeah, when apparently we do not have that much time to rest and taking a break, because apparently the next 3 minutes is going to be